the stated aim of the government and India is about 10 million tons by 2030, and the
Yeah.
deadline is fast approaching. What is working in its favor and what is not working in its favor?
Well, first of all, with my almost 500,000 tons, I like to think we're doing our piece. 10 million tons is a real stretch, but I think we're all optimists in this. You have to be an optimist to work in air cargo, given some of the setbacks we have on almost a weekly basis. What's working, what's not working? Okay, a couple of points on this. What is working is, I think, quite a lot of regulatory improvements have been made, whether it's customs and other areas. Where I'd like to see a further enhancement there is consistency of how that is done around the country. So consistency of how we interpret the regulations or the customs regulations. I often have
you did make a mention in your panel.
I have shippers who talk to me and say, look, I want to use this particular gateway because we find it's in line with the way in which we interpret customs, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one thing. And the other thing, which again has come up, and it comes up a lot, is transshipment. But one of the challenges in transshipment here, and I want to make this point because a lot of people, sit in India and they look at the success of Hong Kong, the success of Incheon, the success of Dubai. In a way, I get that. And they've got good geographies, but so have we. What they've got, though, is just a single hub. India's got multiple hubs. So how do we get around that? Do we identify one particular hub and say that's where the investment's got to be? And that's going to be difficult because you've got to look after all parts of the country. But you've got Delhi and Bombay, which are huge. You've got Bangalore and Chennai behind. You've got Hyderabad, a great airport as well. Can we spread all of our resources around these airports? That's another challenge. And I think we're doing a good job of it. But I do like to point that out when people look at sort of single airport hubs to say, well, they've got it a bit easier, to be honest. It's a challenge, but it's a massive opportunity going forward as well. So let's look at it as a challenge and see how we can get a head around it and decide how we're going to strategize how to use that. But let's also say, hey, we've got a brilliant opportunity because we've got capacity here. And the minister this morning talked about how the capacity of the airports is actually almost at that 10 million, or is soon to be at, I think it is at that 10 million. We've now got to catch up with that, but it's 10 million that's spread across multiple hubs, and that's a challenge for even airlines like us. It's a challenge.